at home, we was one of the most poorest family in that whole town.
Where were you from?
Pleasant. This is when I finished high school. It's all left in my hometown because it's not the church is gone, the school is gone, the house we lived on is gone. And when I look at this picture, I think of where each one of us went. She's alive, that's me, and she's alive. The other three is dead. There's 3 classmates living. But that show you can come to a big city and learn how to develop yourself, learn how to handle yourself. Because everything in the city life to me was very new because I had never rode a trolley, never drove a car. All these same things. We never had one at our house. Never. You know, but that's how life is. And you meet so many interesting people. And with Mr. Alexander from North Carolina,
Really?
he's from where they do tobacco and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we learn from each other what's going on because even when he talk about his days,
Well, sure.
he tell us we remember the same things happening in North Carolina was happening down there.
Well.
Too younger than me. My grandmother only had that old age pension check, they called it, $50 a month, to raise us off. But she never made us feel like it was her check. She went and spent every bit of it in the stores. You know, and if it would not been for these gardens, if she would not had this backyard garden and a cow and chickens and whatever, we would have been poor. But we was not poor because she had the same thing every other neighbor had. And in the country, it's a funny thing how people, if somebody greens, or like you saying about the peas, they didn't have anymore, they just come over to my garden. I'm going in the garden and get a mess of greens, as they used to call it. And when I finished high school and came to the city, Shreveport, I decided I didn't want to be country no more. I was excited by coming to the city. And I said, I don't want no more hoe or anything dealing in the yards. I was living in apartments. I had got me a good job and my children was growing and I was just enjoying life. Then when I came out of the apartment, but I started seeing little things that I didn't like. I started recognizing nobody was connected. Nobody was coming next door and asking for a cup of sugar or egg or something. It was just nobody was friendly. So I decided, how can I make this lot look better? Because I'm living next door. I don't want it to look like this. I don't want no growed up grass and things over here. And so I went down the street from one house to another and I said, what if we put a garden? We. Not me. We. And the old lady said, oh yeah, I know how to do this. I know how to do garden, Jean. You know, I went next door, what about, and then I said, well, y'all come and we gonna talk about it. We got on one of the neighbors' porch and we talked about it. I said, I knew that I had a job and I had a husband had a job. I knew that me and my husband probably made the highest wages on the street in those days. But I wanted everybody to feel like they're part of it. Didn't matter who owned what. So I said, what about $1 a month for dues? We know we're doing something that touch back to our younger people.
I like that.
That's the main thing.
And they see that too.
Them. And we trying to let them know that if we leave or go die or something, we need some of you all to take over. Don't give up easy.
Well, your biggest obstacle sounds to me like it's the fact that the neighborhood is dying out, which it happens in old neighborhoods. Yeah. So would you consider that your biggest problem maybe? Or is there another problem?
I feel it like it is. We just have to, like I said, have to learn. It's just like the school. We can sit here and argue about why with the community school. But like I said, we have to get out and find peoples and things to help us. Like for instance, like I said, the juvenile system, the probation place.
Yeah.
All these places, we have to get out and find out where it's at. If I didn't come to the meeting once a month, a lot of things I wouldn't know about God. We have to learn to educate ourselves that it's more than just hoeing in the grass, in the ground. It's more than that. It's got to be, it's just like taking care of your house. You can clean that house, but you got to pay the electric, gas, and water. When they come and give us that helping hand, it educate us again, it get us started again. And it make us feel like we're not alone, we just need to keep on struggling every day. We just have to keep on working at it.
Would you like the greater community, let's say that I did get this written up and we do have this little brochure, this little handout, what would you want them to know about your community garden area here in Wartown? What would you like the greater part of Shreveport to know about you and what you do?
I like for them to know how much a community garden affects the peoples even behind walls without coming to the garden. We have this lady over here, she's have only one leg and she can't get out. But she's a part of our community garden because every time we get ready to have a meeting, anything we get to have, she's our telephone person. We kind of delegate things to people that cannot do anything physical. We try to bring them in too, so they feel a part that they have did something. It don't have to be always digging in the garden.
Right.
If they just do anything to help improve our neighborhood, that's community. Anything that can help improve our neighborhood.
You still see that this is a neighborhood that's viable. It can make it for at least some more time.
Oh yeah, I feel like we gonna make it, and I think people are looking around watching us. I think that's what they needed, somebody to see doing things. I think it's been so long that they didn't see nothing but what they call bad stuff.
Right.
So they begin to take a look.
I think others have said that about theirs when I've been in different places. I remember I went to Cedar Grove one time and she was telling me about how the people she showed us this at meetings about how they take things, and it made me so mad because I thought you didn't help to plant that and you came over and took it, and she didn't get mad about it. She said, well, there's any point in doing that. She said, I just learned to work with it and just said, you know, this is where we spend our time working, and if you would like to share with us, you know, in a way that didn't say you're going to be punished, because that hadn't worked.
This place in New Orleans that they was, like you said, was selling food to the restaurants.
Right. That's how I first read about it. Yeah.
We always need money to improve ourselves. But if we don't have to ask for it or try to get it out of our pocket ourselves, it makes a difference. If we can make it, we need to show children that you can have a garden and it's not only benefits you through it looking good, it benefits you through you get more food for your family. Like you said, a lot of them never seen fresh things, and they said things taste better. I heard them tell me, oh, it tastes much better coming out the garden. The okra tastes different. Everything is different.
But they never had it.
But if they never had it, they would never know what taste. Which food is the right, the best.
And the LSU Ag and Shreveport Green and Renewal.
Shreveport City.
So do y'all have any young people moving in here?
No, we don't have young people hardly because, like I said,
old neighborhood does. I don't guess, really.
We have grandchildren that comes in and out. Like I said, my grandchildren is young. We got a couple of families down there got grandchildren in. But they move in and out. But when we have our day that they can come in and help, they do come out. Right, Grace? They do come out and do it.
They don't live here, though. Many of them.
Not many of them. Not many of them. That's when we have to have things to bring. We try to have them something to plant. And we're hoping at the end of the time, when they grow up, that we can bring them back in to see it so we can send some of it home with them.